everybody. Today we are going to make Parmesan and Asiago cheese salsa. It's a little bit unusual, a little bit fancy, but super addicting and super easy. I know I always say that, but this really is. So I got this recipe about 15 years ago from Michael Giarello, who used to have a restaurant in Napa, California. And this is great as a dip. It's super good spread on just fresh sliced bread, on your bruschetta. You can mix it in with your pasta or even just spread it on some fresh slices of tomatoes. Once you try it, I'm sure you'll think of all kinds of ways to use it because it's really good. So all you have to do, we're going to put all of our ingredients in the food processor and pulse it for about 10 seconds because you want it a little bit chunky, and then that's it. Now, if you don't have a food processor, I've never made it in a blender, but I'm pretty sure that it would work just fine in a blender because there's enough oil that it will have plenty to mix around with. So what we've got is 8 ounces each of Parmesan cheese and Asiago cheese, which is great because, as you know, in the grocery store, they come in those little wedges in 8 ounces. So it's perfect. You just get one of each of those. So Parmesan and Asiago. To that, you're going to add about 2 tablespoons of diced scallions or green onions, which usually is about 4. 2 tablespoons of freshly chopped basil, about 5 to 6 leaves is what it usually turns out to be. A good heaping tablespoon of garlic, about 4 cloves. And all of this, doesn't have to be exact, really to your taste. If you love garlic, like I do, I put, a good 4 cloves, sometimes 5. 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. And if you don't want to measure it, doesn't have to be exact. For me, it's about 30 twists of my pepper grinder. And then to all of that, we're going to add 1.5 cups of extra virgin olive oil. Now, I know a lot of times we slowly drizzle things in as it's mixing, but in this case, you want to put it all in to start with, because we don't want to blend it for that long. We want it to stay chunky. So just trust me, you're going to need that much. I'm going to pulse it for about 5 seconds, wipe down the sides, pulse it for about 5 seconds more, and that's usually it. Oh, it's going to need a little more than that. Hang on to your food processor. It's all the chunks of cheese. It has a hard time. And my poor little food processor, it's really old. It's about 21 years old, but until it stops working, I'm sticking with it. I'll get a new one then. It works. Okay, so realistically, I probably did 10 seconds and then 10 seconds more. And just use your judgment. I'm actually going to do just a few more seconds, and then I'll show you the consistency that I think works really well. And that looks perfect. See, that one really was a simple one. Now you can, if you put this in a Tupperware or a bowl that you can seal, it'll easily keep in the fridge for about a week, and you'll find all kinds of uses for it. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want. Because if you put it on something like pasta or bruschetta, you want a little bit of, sizable little chunks of cheese that will have, that will be able to melt. Oh, and it smells so good. It's so simple. You are going to love this one. And just like the hummus, I like to make this a day ahead of when I think I'm going to be using it, because sitting in the fridge, letting the flavors marry, it'll taste better the next day. And that's it. Again, super easy Parmesan Asiago cheese salsa. So I hope you'll give it a try. Head on over to the website noboneslife.com to download the recipe for all of the ingredients. Check out our products while you're there, our gadgets and pantry page, and give us a like on YouTube. Thanks for watching. See you next time.